All right, today we're doing our knowledge lesson for presidents, knowledge lesson 1. And boys and girls, we started a new knowledge. We've been talking about taking care of the earth. But now we're not going to be talking about taking care of the earth. We're going to be talking about presidents. Does anybody know what a president is?
Someone that rules the land.
Yeah, the president is the ruler or the leader of the country. We have a president. Do you know what his name is?
George Washington.
Well, he was our first president. Who's our president right now? His name starts with J. Joe Biden. Very good. And before that, we had a president. His name was Donald Trump. And before that, we had a president. His name was Obama. And we've had lots and lots of presidents before. So we're going to be learning.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, remember we learned about him. We're going to be learning about different kinds of presidents. And the first thing I'm going to do is play a video because it's going to talk about how presidents are different than kings and queens. So do you have any idea how presidents are different than kings and queens? Eric?
Compared to have castles.
Yeah, presidents don't have a castle. That's very good. Any
They
of
have a White House.
Yeah, they have the White House. Any other way that you know of that they're different? We're going to listen to this video and see if it tells us more of the ways. One of the ways I can go ahead and tell you is that presidents are elected. That means people vote on them. Kings and queens, nobody votes on who's going to be the king and queen. They're just born. Remember, they're born into royalty, the royal family. Okay, so take a look at this video. And then we will do a little bit more work. So this one is called Presidents and American Symbols. Our country is called the United States of America. And the president is the ruler of the United States. So we're going to listen to this.
I already wrote this a while ago at that time.
Okay.
I just don't want that.
I need you to go have a seat because remember what I told you?
Are those trumpets? Salutations, Madam President.
Madam President, we tried to stop him, but he said he was a king and he had an appointment with you.
The King of Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
That's me. Yeah, it's true. You see, I've grown bored of my tiny kingdom. I needed a greater challenge. Now, I would prefer to rule a bigger country. A country like your country, the United States of America. Ooh, oh my. What a curious throne room you have.
The president is working. You have to stay away from her desk.
It's fine. I'll handle
Who's
this.
that guy with the glasses?
Excuse me, Your Majesty.
Secret.
You can't
Secret
rule this
Service.
country. The people chose me to lead it in an election.
Excellent. So you already know the way things work around here. From this day forth, I hereby appoint you my chief royal advisor.
I do know the way things work around here, but I'm not certain you do. You see, I'm the president.
Surely a king outranks a president.
No, Your Majesty, we don't have kings. That's how the United States of America got started. You see, our country used to have a king back in colonial times, the King of England. The idea was that he would rule us for the benefit of the people. But in the end, he took more from the people than he gave us. And because he was the king, no one could do anything about it. That's why our founding fathers wrote the Declaration of Independence. We celebrate it on July 4th every year, our Independence Day. That's the day we decided we didn't want kings anymore, but a government by the people. So instead of kings, we decided that in the United States, we would have presidents.
You guys hear
Presidents
that?
and
Instead of
kings are
kings,
both
presidents.
leaders.
They're both
But the big
leaders.
difference is a king is born a king,
That's what I'm talking about.
but a president becomes a president because the people decided that's who they want to lead them. If you don't agree with how a king is leading the country, you can't do anything about it. He's king for life. But if you don't agree with the president, you have the power to vote for a different president.
Where we did
It's not
vote, vote,
perfect.
vote
But it's what we talk about when we talk about freedom. We have some say in who our leaders are. And a lot of our symbols here in America reflect that, like the Statue of Liberty
Have they ever seen the Statue of Liberty? It's in
and
New
our
York.
American flag. See those 50
Yeah,
stars?
there's the American
Each one
flag.
represents one of the United States. And each of those
Yeah,
states
not in real life.
represents many,
You can,
many
Eric, you
people.
can scoot up if you want
We're
to a
all
little bit,
there.
scoot your chair up.
Every time we look at the flag. That's why we don't have kings in America. In a way, we're all the leaders. Do you understand?
Okay. Wait, that means that anyone in the United States can become president.
Well, yes, more or less. The most important thing is that the people choose that person. But you can't exactly be president if you're already a king.
Then I renounce my kingdom. Yep, I'm just a citizen now. Now, could I become president? Please? Please, please, pretty please?
Well,
Please, please, pretty
if
please.
you're willing to give up your kingdom, I guess you could, if the people decide to vote for you. But it'll take lots of hard work and dedication to convince them.
Oh, I'll make it happen.
Oh,
Now that I
my
know
God.
that anyone can become president, even a former king like myself.
Breathe, your majesty. Keep going. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Okay, so that was a good little video, right? And that told us how kings and queens are different than presidents because a king or queen is born to be that and a president is elected. That means people have to vote for him. So today when we talk about some of our words, the first word is called the president. The president is the leader of the country. Can everybody say president? The next word is nation. Nation is our country. So our nation is United States. Our liberties are our freedoms, and our capital is the most important city or state in the country. And symbol is a picture or an object that shows a word or an idea. So you know how we have four-leaf clovers? Four-leaf clovers are a symbol of good luck, just like we have American symbols that we're going to talk about. So today we are going to learn about some of our American symbols. And one of them is one of the most precious American symbols. It is the American flag. Everybody take a look up at our American flag. Now, what do we say every morning to the American flag? I pledge allegiance. And we pledge allegiance to our flag because we need to recognize our country in which we live and show respect. We're going to learn about our first president, and I think you guys remember who it was. Who is it? George Washington. And I'm going to also show you where the president lives. Where does the president live? In the White House. That's right. And then we're going to look at a few of the buildings in the capital, which is Washington, D.C. So if anybody ever asks you what the capital of our country is, you can say it's Washington, D.C. Now, has any of you ever been to Washington, D.C.? No? No, it's not an expensive place to go. It's a pretty nice place to go. I've been there one time, and you can see the White House, and you can see the Lincoln Memorial, and you can see all kinds of stuff. All right, so here we go. That you want to see. Those are faces of different presidents that we've had before. It's called Mount Rushmore. All right, you can see it. We're not going to talk about it today, but yeah, you can see it. It's an actual place you can see. Okay, so the first thing is our American flag. Okay. So today we are going to learn about the American flag, and we're going to learn why it's our most important American symbol. Then, oops, sorry. Let me go back. Okay, the American flag is the symbol of our nation, the United States of America. A symbol is a picture or object that represents a word or an idea. A nation is a country. You can see that the flag is what colors? Red, white, and blue. You can also see it has stars and stripes. It has 50 stars. Remember what I said about centers? And each star is a symbol for each of the United States. So every state has a star. We have 50 states. Please go sit down.
So there's 50 stuff.
No, there's 50 stars. One.
I said 50.
I know, Miss Beck's doing her work. Okay, so this is one important city in the United States, and it's not in any of the 50 states. It is called the nation's capital, and it is called Washington, D.C. Can everybody say Washington, D.C.? Who lives in Washington, D.C.? The president. Okay, remember that you saw those guys who were signing that paper? Those guys were called our founding fathers. Men from the original colonies helped write the Constitution, a plan for how our country should be run, and they were called the founding fathers. The founding fathers didn't want one person to be in charge just like the king. They wanted a leader who would listen to them. And that's how they decided to come up with a president. And they decided that the president would be elected by the people. He would not be born into a position like a king is, and he can only be president for 4 years, and then the people would have to vote on him again. So once somebody's the president, they can't just keep being the president. They can be the president one time for 4 years, and then they can try again, and they can be it for another 4 years. After that, they can't be the president anymore.
So you can't be the president for 4 years?
You can be it for 4 years, and then that's it. This is a picture of the White House. If you visited Washington, D.C. today, you would see the White House, the house where the president lives. The president moves into this house when he or she becomes the president. And then when they get a new president, he moves out. But not just presidents live there, their families and even their pets live in the White House. Aww.
A puppy?
Have you ever seen a picture of this dog? His name is Bo, and he lives with one of our presidents that we had before, Barack Obama. You will hear more about Barack Obama in a later read aloud. When Obama was first chosen to be our president in 2008, he promised his daughters they could get a dog to live with them in the White House. Bo moved into the White House about 3 months after President Obama and his family moved there. And one of his favorite activities is playing outside with President Obama's daughters. Any cute? If I have to redo this, okay, the president just doesn't live in the White House. He works in the White House. The part where the president works is called the West Wing, and his office has a special name too. It's called the Oval Office. Sometimes the president signs laws or gives speeches in the Oval Office. Now you know what shape an oval is, right? Can you draw an oval with your finger? The Oval Office, that's the shape of his office.
An uppercase, so it's like an oval.
Mhm. One of the president's most important jobs is to enforce the rules of the Constitution. To enforce the rules, make sure the rules are followed. The president doesn't run the government alone as a king does. The government is made up of a team of 3 groups: the president, the Congress, and the Supreme Court. The founding fathers made sure all three had very important and equal jobs so that people's liberties would be protected, people's freedoms. Because so many of our past presidents have lived in Washington, D.C., it's a place where people build statues and other buildings to honor them. These statues and other buildings are called monuments. If you visited Washington, D.C., one of the most famous places you would see is the Lincoln Memorial. So that's got Abraham Lincoln. Here's another really cool monument. Does anybody know what this is called? It's called the Washington Monument. The Washington Monument is one of Washington, D.C.'s most famous buildings. When you go to the top of the tower, you can see all of Washington, D.C. But you don't have to go to Washington, D.C. to appreciate our country and its leaders. Every time you say the Pledge of Allegiance or sing the national anthem, you can let everyone know that you are proud to be a part of our country. Okay, so everybody stand up. And let's face the flag that's right here on the screen, okay? And let's practice, just like the boy there. We put our right hand on our heart. Up, Harlan.
Look at the boy.
Yep. And we can practice saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Let's say it, ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And then we sit down, but why do we stand up when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? Why do we do that? Huh? It's a sign of respect. When you stand up for something, you are showing respect. So you are showing respect to our flag. And it's very, very important that we always show good respect to our flag. Please go sit down. Okay, now the president is the what? Leader, right? The leader of the country. Where does the president live? In the White House. Where's the White House? Washington, D.C. And the founding fathers were the people who helped create our nation. Now look, Miss Beck's going to turn off this part and I'm going to show the friends the booklet that they're going to be working on. It's called Presidents and American Symbols. And so what they're going to do is they're going to write their name where it says by. And they're going to color this picture of one of the founding fathers. Then we have a sheet that you're going to be working on concerning the home of the president. And you're going to draw a picture of our current president. You're going to talk about the word liberties. And you are going to tell how a president is different from a king. So that's your first page right here in our workbook. Okay, friends, thank you for stopping by. And I'll let you get started on your work.
No, we have to do it.